Hmm. So yeah, we can say it's a part two. So um, I don't know why my stream get cancelled automatically, but no worry. I just I started set again. Let me check. Is it working or not again? My stream. Mhm. What's happening with my? Okay. Yep. I think it's working now. Yeah. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. So ones who already watched some video on my channel, so they know that I'm not that much fluent in my English, but I will try to communicate in English because I also want to improve my communication skill for the my interview as well, because I also get stuck somewhere in interview to explaining my logic, even though I know about the logic, but I wasn't able to explain the what exactly I want to say. So that's why I'm speaking in English. If guys you get anywhere something wrong, so don't judge me as like I'm a more communicator in English. I'm not that much fluent. So yeah, uh, let's read again. So as in the part one, we uh, we we read all these things, and we are that time now. We are here, I think. Yeah. So suppose we have to tag, as suppose the master tag and detail tag, both tag wants both tag wants some props from the somewhere. So what in the previous video I was told you to, for each child elements, if prop was given from the parent element, so it will goes from child, then another child, then another child. So it will kind of performing slow operation. It will take a few more time. So what we are doing in the Redux, we are creating a storage on the top level of component, we can say. So in the top level we are creating storage, and all the same type of the, we can say, same type of the value we are stored here on the top level. And if the two elements are same type, and they need a same type of props, so it will give both the element at a time. But in the props drilling, it will goes one by one. So we can say in the Redux the operation is quite fast, as um, as in the React was not, we can say. So yeah, this page was also considered in the previous videos. Let's move to the next page. Okay, so why use Redux with React? Okay, so here is some uh, more technical depth. So modern JS build tool like Webpack have a capability called hot module reloading. Okay, this is new for me as well. Hot module reloading, which allow replacing pieces of your code as you make edit. Okay, without having to refresh the entire page. Okay, so in the modern JS, tool like Webpack have a capability called hot module reloading. So okay, so interviewer can be asked that question as well, like what is hot module reloading. So we can give the answer as a hot module hot module is which allow replacing pieces of your code as you make edit without having to refresh the entire page. Okay, so suppose if the small components changes here, so it will not refresh a whole the website. So it was it was capability provided by modern JS, and the it calls hot module reloading. Okay, so let's read the next. If React components are swapped, they lose their internal state. Okay, keeping app state in Redux allow you to live edit your component while keeping all data intact. Okay, let me understand deeply again. If React component are swapped, okay, they lost their internal state. Okay, if the React component are swapped, so they lost their internal state. Okay, keeping app state in Redux allow you to live edit. Okay, so in the normal React, if the component are swapped, they lost their internal state. Okay, and in the Redux, what the main functionality gives, keeping app state in Redux allow you to live edit. Okay, like it will allow you to live edit your components, okay, while keeping all data intact. Means while keeping all your data like similar like as the earlier was. Okay, so we can say Redux will provide you to live edit, but in the normal React component were not provide that kind of functionalities. If we are swapping two components, the internal state will lose their data, we can say. Okay, so here is some GIF with working. So suppose here simple code written, so there is h1 elements and let update. So here it changed with hello. So yeah, see what's written here earlier. So in the React, if we update somewhere inside any element, suppose we are updating h1, so if the Redux were not introduced, so it will update whole the page, we can say. But in the when the Redux were introduced, we can update or edit live, like in the particular element, we can say. So that's the example want to say here. Okay, we can see some code as well, like mm, React router, but i won't I won't see anything here like about Redux. So okay, it will only all about the props, I think, because import prop type and import link, it's a router thing. mm, so I think in this example the Redux were not written, only the props things are written here. Okay, filter table. No worry, let's move to the another page. Okay, basic UI integration. Okay. Mm, so it's new for me, very new for me as well, because the Redux code I haven't seen earlier. So first, let's read the mm, document. Basic UI integration. So using Redux with a UI requires a few consistent step. Okay. So here saying there are some steps to integrate it with Redux in your React application. So first one is create a Redux store. Uh, Okay. So let me see. Here is very well documentation, we can say, as here is written. So first step is create store. Sorry, create store. So we can create a store while writing uh, redux dot create a store. Suppose we just write counter. Okay, so we can store it variable name is store. So okay, first step is create a store. Let me write in my notes, because I don't want to learn again and again. Okay, basic UI. So let me written in my notes. Okay, so I have noted down it. You can also note it if you want, and if you are smart enough. So no need to write, but I will suggest you, if you can write, so it will be good for you. And the second step is subscribe to updates. Okay, it's a very new thing. Subscribe to update. Okay, so we write issue dot subscribe render. Okay, too much new thing for me. Okay, let's see the third. And the third step is inside the subscription callback. Okay. Mm-hmm. Get the current stored state and then extract the data needed by this piece of UI, and then update the UI with the data. Okay. After subscribed, there are three steps more as well. The first is get the current stored state, extract the data needed by this piece of UI, update the UI with the data. Okay, so we have subscribed here, suppose, and the next value element we are created one const store inside the value element, we can say. and document dot get element by id value. So okay, so there is UI. Where is UI code? So here is not given the UI code. We can suppose there is one more page of, we can say, React normal JSX file. So there is written somewhere value, some element with the with the ID value. So we are just collecting it with the help of DOM. We can say DOM document dot get element by ID. Okay, then the access will contain inside the value EL. Now the third step was to, when the subscription callback runs. Okay, so we create a function with a function render. Inside the third statement, what we need to do, get the current store state. Okay, to get the current state, store state, we write store dot get state. So whatever the initial state were written, so it will store inside the state. Okay, now inside the third, mm, next step, extract the data you want. Okay, to extract the data, we just write state dot to string. Okay, mm, so it will store inside the new value. Now the next step, update the UI with the new value. Okay, now the things are a bit clear to me. First, like create a storage. Okay, then we just collect the initial value, and we are updating that value. Okay, as in the step, as well as earlier documentation were written why and how the Redux will work. Now update the UI with a new value. So value dot el element inner HTML. So it will direct update with the new value. So in the state, whatever the value was written, so it will change with the like where the ID is value. Okay, okay. Display the UI with the initially stored state. Okay. Dispatch action based on UI input. Document.get element by ID increment. Add event listener. Add event listener. Okay. On click. So we are here performing add event listener while clicking one arrow function store.dispatch. Okay, type increment. To be honest, while seeing the code is very tough to understand, even though I know the basics of React as well, it's quite tough for me. So that if we read and observe the code, so if we'll see any watch any video in future, so it will very clear. And for the interview, for me, as so for fresher, they will not asking the more code deep code. They will just ask about their React. Do you have used any time React in your Redux in your React application, or the kind of question what is Redux and when we use Redux, and all these question were very much clear for while reading all the documentation. So yeah, let's move to the next page. We'll see if there is anything more easy to understand. So one more basic React integration. Some example using React component. Sorry, same example using React component. Okay. So earlier written was some kind of pseudocode, we can say, and here is full written with a component. Assume the store was created elsewhere in the app. Okay. hmm Import the Redux store. Okay, suppose earlier code was main thing like storage part. We can see it's as our component code. So that time I also was very much shocked. Where is component code? How will know that what's the ID and all. So suppose suppose we are integrating in the component. So first of all we have to import store. mm, as written, first step, import the Redux store. So we can store the Redux store while writing import store from app/store. Okay, now mm, class counter extends React components. So okay, next thing, subscribe to update constructor. We are creating here class component. Let me see the function component working or not. Okay, no, no worry. Let's understand why class component. But now time, no one writing. I think no one writing code with class component, because in the very initial stage the people were writing in the class component, like, because at that time the hooks were not introduced, but the hook were introduced, then people were like to writing use state and all the hooks. Okay. Then we are creating constructor and writing argument as a props, and super, it will also accept one props. Then this, it's referred to immediate, we can say, object. This dot state counter. So here again starting same thing, like get the current store state. So it will give the current store state, and then again we are writing to subscribe. Okay, store dot subscribe, this dot handle store update. Subscribe to update inside the subscription callback. Inside the subscription callback, get the current state extract the data needed by these pieces of UI, update the UI with the data, if necessary, render the UI with initial state, respond the UI input by dispatching. Aha, I'm directly jump to the documentation because if we directly like follow the tutorials, video tutorials, so it will like easy for just that moment, but you will forget very soon. That's why I first try to understand myself. If I will not understand for Redux, I am sure it will not easy to understand while reading first time, but you will get the like what will happen inside the Redux, like not you not understand like proper code and all, but you will know that the theoretical part. So that's why I just jump to the like documentation. And as so far I understand very much thing like about the Redux, but I'm getting difficulty to understand the code and all. No worry, let's finish it, and then I will I will follow the one tutorial which will help me to understand. I'm uh, I'm following one video like I watched it was like kind of 4 hour long video, but I have watched 1 hour, but it's not a basic Redux. Like he just we know that a Syrian's coding school, so he just completed a one projects using React. So that for that I am just understanding this. And also one of my interview was so so he doesn't ask me about the code, but he asked me like, have you ever used Redux inside your React application? So uh, at that time I wasn't know what I say, yes or no. If I say, then if he asked about anything related to code, so it will very difficult for me. But he suggests me that you should know about definition and the basic terminologies about the Redux. No one will going to ask about the Redux in depth, because Redux is a you can say for experience candidate question, like for the coding part only. But you should know the definition and the basic implementation, like why we use and what is the Redux. Guys, if you are following it as a your tutorial, like I'm here to learn Redux, so I know it's not beneficial for you, because I'm just trying to improve my communication skill and basic understanding while reading documentation. So if we will get that time of capability to understand while reading, so it will very long term thing for you as well as me. That's why I am trying to understand while reading, and nothing. Okay, so the lecture was so long. I don't care, but I know no one will going to watch till now this video. I just want to see whatever comes in my mind in my speaking. communication English. Oh, okay. So we are writing handle store update arrow function, then this dot state counter store dot get. I know it's complicated for me. I know that Redux is a bit complicated, but not that much because uh, writing a class and object constructor is complicated for me. I I am not able to understand in class and object written component. So just get the few thing. Let me move to the another page. In the Syrian coding school videos, the teacher who was teaching the like about the Redux, he was not introduced about any in any step like first you have to write a class and a constructor and all. He's just creating a simple function component and then he start writing like creating a storage then subscription and all. No worry. So creating to-do list inside the list we can also use the store. Okay. So first we will create the storage, import the Redux store. Okay, subscribe to update inside the subscription callback, get the current storage state, extract the data needed by this piece of UI, then update the UI with the data. If necessary, render the UI with initial state. Okay, respond to UI inputs by dispatching a Redux action. Oh, okay. Let me shit. So, similar thing will going to happen here as well. Mm, let me move to the another page. After reading all two or three examples, one or two things very much clear for me because first we have to create first we have to import the Redux store, which we do in all the cases when we want to use Redux inside our React component. So yeah, one thing is clear, and then subscribe to update, then get the current state and okay, extract the data needed by this piece of code. If we want to extract the data, whatever data are written there, I think in the initial state, and then update the UI with the real data. Okay, if the necessary, render the UI with the initial state. So okay, sometime we have to only add another thing, and sometime we have to manipulate the proper uh, element. So the fourth stage was right. If necessary, render the UI with initial state. Okay, respond to UI inputs by dispatching a Redux action. Mhm. Connecting a filter to-do list. I think whatever things was easy to understand while reading only, I I just completed that part. Now I have to follow one video tutorial which will uh, which will help me to understand all about the Redux. But yeah, after reading this documentation, now I'm able to give the answer of the basic theoretical part, like why we use Redux, what is Redux. So we know that if multiple components need to display the same data in the different ways, so that time we are using a Redux. So yeah, it will also give the like give you to ability to like go back, like time travel debugging. It will give you a time travel. You can go, um, you can know earlier that what type of action will going to happen in my website. So if there is something error or anything which you don't want to display, so you can predict earlier, and you can change it, manipulate it, you can say. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. I think mm, I'll understand very much about the Redux, and also I have tried to explain in English and try to speak consistently 1.5 hour. Yeah, overall we can say 45 minutes. So yeah, it was my first day to explaining in English. So if I think if I will continue this thing, I can improve within a 15 day. Like so, yeah. Let's that's it for today.